What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with another review for the Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 9 reunion part 2, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, you guys, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into part 2 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, shall we? All right, you guys. So part 2, I will say part 2 to me wasn't as good as part 1. But I also will say the end of part 2, the MVP of part 2 of the reunion, got to give it to Gizelle. Y'all know I don't see it for Gizelle, but I got to give it to her. She was doing it. She did the damn thing at the end of it, right? So this episode opens up where we ended in the last one. You guys remember Mia backstage talking to Stacy and Jazzy, trying to apologize to them, but Stacy and Jazzy wasn't hearing it. So Mia is in her dressing room crying, and so production is telling Andy that Mia wants to go. So Andy went back there to talk to Mia, telling Mia, that she's beating herself up and that she needs to give herself grace because it shows that you have you have a good heart because you feel bad about what happened with Stacy and Jazzy. No, she does not. Mia don't feel bad about what happened with them two. Only problem with Mia is mad that she is upset that she got caught and got called out for her BS. So Andy, go on somewhere with that shit, right? So then we get back on stage. So Andy is asking Gizelle, how was it for her being an empty nester? She said that when the girls first went to college for about 28 hours, she was a little sad, but now things are great for her, right? She said that the girls did good in their first semester of school. They both ended it with a 4.0 GPA. Congratulations to the twins. I forget their names, but congratulations to them nonetheless, right? So then he asked her about she and Jamal. She said that, she and Jamal, they are good for the time. They're currently good with each other. He asked about the wedding pictures, and somebody asked why did they dress like the characters from Wicked. I was like, oh my God, I won't even think about that. But they did look a plum tacky mess, right? So then he asked her, have the girls gotten to know their stepmother? She said, nope, they still don't know the woman. And I was like, that's weird. Granted, the girls are grown, but Jamal ain't really just tried to foster a relationship with his daughters and his current wife. Yeah, it's just interesting to me, but it is what it is. It's very interesting. So we also talked about her new guy. I can't pronounce that man's name, so I don't want to say it and butcher it. Him and Josh, they're Josh and him have become friends with each other. Gizelle says that from what she's been told, Josh is really feeling Ashley. I was like, oh, is he now? Okay, cool. I mean, I ain't got no problems with it. So Gizelle and her guy, they still good with each other. And then Ashley says that, her and Josh, they don't have labels. I was like, because it ain't real. But he sent her off to New York. I was like, ew. And then Gizelle asked him, did he give her some sperm or semen? I was like, okay, Gizelle, TMI, TMI. So the question then comes up about, the Jack Harlow comment and all the things that the ladies have said about him. And so Ashley says that he felt the way when Wendy said that it was a lateral move from Michael to him. I was like, well, ma'am, that is the truth. It is a lateral move. Michael has money. We don't know what Josh has. Michael is older than Josh. So it is a bit of a lateral move, but okay, I mean, whatever. She said he felt the way, his friends felt the way, his friends would text her and be like, how could she say something like that, girl? After all the things that people have said about Michael, what Wendy said about Josh is nothing. You just looking for you. Honestly, I think what you're doing is you scrambling and you searching for a storyline for next season. That's what I get from you, Ashley. That you're scrambling and searching for a fucking storyline for season 10. Please, for the love of God, don't bring her back for season 10. That's all I ask. Bravo. If there's anybody listening out there, please don't bring Ashley Darby back. So after that, we see a package of Kiarna and Stacy, right? So we finished with the package with Kiarna. Girl, Kiarna, I really, truly want you to break up with Gregory. Because even listening to him backstage complaining about what time he was supposed to be there, that man is miserable. Get away from him expeditiously. I beg of you, Kiarna, get away from Greg. So she says that they split up and they've been ring shopping. She says she got her own condo and now she's in the process of buying her condo. Girl, buy your condo and that house. Make sure you have something. Make sure that, nothing is in his name. Because that house that she was building, I hope it's yours and not his. Make sure your name is on the deed to that house and to your what your condo that you're buying. Don't have Greg anywhere near it. So she did say she felt unsupported by Greg this season, even though he feels away when she says that. But I mean, sir, it's the truth. So whatever. And we then talked about Stacy and TJ. So we found out that Stacy and TJ, and I'm using air quotes, Stacy and TJ broke up. I was like, okay, whatever. So Stacy then says that, it was really tough for her watching the show and seeing the way that TJ talked to her. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was because watching it, especially at Wendy's birthday party, it was tough watching that scene because the way that man talked to you, I would have checked him. Somebody should have checked him. The same way Dr. Heavenly over there trying to say that gay men and straight men, gay men and straight men, how real men would check them, would check. Oh God, the things with that Dr. Heavenly. I'm gonna leave her alone because I've talked about her enough today, so I'm gonna back up off of that. All right. So she also says that people making the comments that she paid him, and then people saying that he was more into the trainer than he was into her. Well, Stacy, I think everybody said that man was more into that trainer than you, because if you watch that episode, the way he reacted to you was completely different to that trainer, and that trainer is gay. That trainer is 100% gay. So, yeah, TJ might have been more into that trainer than you because, again, like I said, the trainer is gay. Know that that is factual. And TJ might have sniffed something out, but hey, it is what it is, right? But I guess Wendy said that at Bravo Fan Fest as well, and so Stacy felt the way about that, and Wendy apologized to Stacy. And after that, someone asked the question of, did she pay, since TJ's an actor, did she pay him to help revive his career to be on this show? And much like what Kenya did with Walter, I was like, well, damn, why y'all got to bring up Kenya and Walter? Which, here's the thing, I know we've said it pretty much all season about Kenya and Walter. So she said she doesn't know how to answer that. I was like, you could either say, I didn't hire him, he was really my boyfriend, or I did hire him, one of the three. But okay, Stacy, whatever. So then we briefly talk about this segment of the reunion. I stopped listening to bits and pieces of it. Excuse me, y'all. Hey, CFC Riley, how are you doing today? Haven't saw you in a minute. Hope everything is good with you. But we briefly talked about the fashions. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I want to listen to this segment of the reunion. There were, like I said, there were bits and pieces that I listened to. The only thing that I was really listening to was when we talked about Vivian. So the dress that Stacy wore to the finale, that is the same dress that Vivian had designed for Ashley. So that's when Wendy said that Stacy said, "Fuck that bitch," talking about Vivian. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Is it that deep, Stacy? Is it that deep?" Because it didn't seem like it was that deep to me, but whatever. So after that, this is where I cracked up laughing. Me and Kiana both couldn't stop laughing. So a viewer mentioned that when Mia was with Gordon, she wore blazers, but with Ink, she wears Fashion Nova and stirring up messy storylines. Me and Kiana can do nothing but laugh because when Kiana was laughing, I was laughing. It was hilarious to me. You said, "I'm good, thank." Oh, that's great to hear. Been busy, but glad to be here. Hope you're doing well too. Oh, I'm good. I'm doing good. I cannot complain. I can't complain. But that shit took me out. Um, so we also found out that Giselle ended up giving Wendy the dress that she wore to the finale that Stacy didn't want Wendy to have at their confessionals. So then Andy asked a question of now Mia. This was I have to give you this one. This one was funny. So Andy asked because they talked about the blonde hairs too, right? So who wears blonde best? Stacy said Giselle. Giselle said Karen, and Mia said when it's all the way on. I said, "Oop." Again, I couldn't do nothing but laugh because it was funny. I'll give it to that. I'll give her that. So then Jacqueline joins the stage. I was like, "Oh my god, why is she here?" So Jacqueline is not pregnant by PP. I was like, "Girl, do we care? Do we care that she's not pregnant by PP?" I don't think I did. If y'all did, shit, let me know. Hey, hey, Gabby, how are you doing today? Is it Gabby Janice? Correct me if I'm. Y'all know me. I don't want like people say people's name wrong, but let me know if I said it correctly. If I didn't, please correct me. Please correct me. Um. Okay. Thank you. Uh. Again, I don't know why Jacqueline was here. I don't care. Oh god. So this is the part of the reunion where I was kind of I got annoyed because now we're talking about Mia. So we found out that we know that Mia and Ink have broken up. Mia is talking about the fact that it's a lot and there were outside influences. Yes, you. So she started crying with no tears, right? And so Andy was like, "But you said Ink is permanent." She said, "Yeah, Ink is my best friend, and maybe we shouldn't be, romantically involved." Shut up, Mia. Shut up, Mia. Shut up, Mia. Shut up, Mia. So then Andy asked the ladies, how do they feel about Ink? And I like the fact that Wendy had something nice and positive to say about him. She said he's a very respectable man. But then Wendy was like, him coming into on this platform, you know, I got what Wendy was trying to do. She was trying to defend it, but no, Wendy, we can't defend this. Because Wendy was basically trying to say it's one thing to not be a part of this whole world and then come into it and get the scrutiny. The reason why Mia and Ink and Gordon got the scrutiny that they got is because this storyline was insane. It was crazy and it was stupid. That's excuse me. That's why they got the flack that they got. Um, Mia pissed me off. She can dish it but can't take it. Absolutely. Wendy and Giselle clocked Mia's lies. They did. They absolutely did. And that's why I say Wendy and Giselle are the MVPs of part 2 of the reunion because they gave it to Mia, right? So Giselle said, and I agree with this. Giselle said he wanted camera time. I said, absolutely. Giselle also believes that me and Ink are still in a relationship. I agree. And she says, Mia doesn't even live in Virginia. She lives in Atlanta and she flies back here for her interviews. And Mia's like, I do not live in Atlanta, Giselle. I have a condo here. I do fly back and forth, but I don't live there. Mia kept stuttering. I was like, girl, you're lying. So they said, well, what about your kids? She said, my kids are privately homeschooled, so they can go to school anywhere in the country. Oh, so Atlanta. Then she says that her kids haven't been to Atlanta, but she says her kids have been to Atlanta in the same sentence, right? Well, she said they haven't gone back and forth from Atlanta, but they have been to Atlanta. Well, ma'am, if they've been to Atlanta and gone back to Maryland, well, DC, Virginia, wherever you live at in Atlanta, in Maryland, in DC, in the DMV, that's going back and forth. Do you not know what back and forth means? If you said, oh, they only, like you said, they've been to Atlanta, but they don't go back and forth. They do. They do. So Andy says, but she and Gordon are getting a divorce. Just and Wendy said that's a lie. I was like, that is absolutely a lie. She only mentioned the divorce last week when Ashley was asked about her divorce, and when Ashley said her divorce was almost final. Mia and Gordon are not going through a divorce. Gordon even said that they're not going through a divorce. Like, Andy, I know you're trying to give Mia some, trying to be. I don't know what you're trying to be for Mia, but I no, don't do it. Stop. So then the question comes up, who wanted the paternity test? And she said Ink wanted the paternity test. And I'm glad that all the ladies called her bullshit out about her thinking she was, y'all know she went through IVF, right? To have her kids. But then she was like, before you have to go through it, they had to do a pregnancy test. I don't know what she was saying, but whatever she was saying, the ladies were like, that's a lie. I'm like, again, I don't know anything about IUI or IVF, so you guys will have to clarify for me what she was trying to say or if it's true. But obviously, it's not true because everybody on the stage clocked it. So obviously, it's a lie. But Mia Mia says now that she regrets bringing up the paternity of her kid on the show. I was like, no, you do not. You don't regret it. The only thing you regret is, and we'll get into it in a minute, deeper. Well, no, we can talk about it now. The only thing you regret is the backlash, which is going to come back up in a few minutes. You only regret the backlash that you got from this show. So then Andy asked her about bringing up the conversation around the kids. And she said she didn't mean to do that. She wanted to do this with a professional. I was like, girl, whatever. That is a bunch of bullshit. Because that scene with you and Gordon and Ink in that kitchen, you had just sent your kids away to their rooms. Like, and you could have waited, but no, you want to do that on camera to stick it. I think you want to say fuck you to G, and it backfired on you because Giselle was like, no, Mia, Gordon told you he did not want to film with him, and they showed that clip of that episode where Gordon was visibly not wanting to do that. He said he wasn't filming with you, Mia. That man said last season, if you want fair, go join. If you want fair, go join a carnival or something. Like, here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like G is an innocent person in this because he's not. G cheated on his last wife with Mia. So how you get him is how you lose him, as my grandmother say. And so G is getting his karma for what happened to his previous ex-wife. Now, but Mia, you full of shit. So Mia says that, well, Gordon and my ex-husband, when I got a divorce from him, they were good. And and look at them. My son is now 16. Girl, that's different. You didn't parade this on a national television show. You didn't also you couldn't play with your son's paternity with your ex-husband. So Mia is full of shit. Michelle says Mia used used the kids, Gordon and Ink, just to have a storyline for her agent. Oh my god, for her agents. Oh, but she definitely uses for a storyline. IVF is a dish, baby. Ooh. Once the sperm egg fertilized, then they place the egg in the womb. If she knows whose sperm she used, why would she need a DNA test? Yeah, I agree. Which I thought that's what it was, but she was trying to talk about a pregnancy test. I was like, where does the pregnancy test come in? Me, Mia as an agent stripper. Oh no, you fine. You fine. I think that's the process. I think it is too. I think that's the process. I believe the process is they harvest the woman. Well, I know it is. They harvest your eggs. Then once they harvest your eggs, they take the man's sperm and fertilize the egg with his sperm. Mia just think I don't know what Mia thinks. Mia plays a game, and this this is a dangerous game that she played. But like I said, with Mia talking about her ex-husband, you couldn't play with the paternity of your oldest son with Gordon and your ex-husband. That's probably why they were able to get along. This is completely different. Okay, you say sometimes it's too early to tell by tests they draw blood. Yeah, but whatever Mia was, what I know, yeah, I do know that they with pregnancy tests they'd be too early, so they will take your blood to determine that. But Mia is just taking everything and she's just lying, and that's my issue with Mia. And this is what I have never saw for Mia. I ain't never saw for Mia since season 6 of Potomac. Because when I realized that woman was a pathological liar, I was done with her. So they asked Jacqueline, how does she feel, right? Jacqueline says this looks familiar to her. And so everybody kind of stopped and looked at her and like, what does that mean? So Jacqueline says she saw times where Gordon and Ink get along, but then she's also saw times where they don't get along. And she's told Mia that it's best not to mix Ink with Gordon. Well, obviously your friend don't take what you say at face value and doesn't care about you and doesn't listen to you because she still did it anyways for a storyline. Michelle says, I got a medical background and Mia's full of gaga. She thinks others are too dumb to figure out her. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Mia thinks people are too stupid to realize when she's lying. But girls, these are things that you can easily Google. Like Mia's full of shit. Oh God, I really do hope that. Like I know for me personally, I don't want Mia to come back for next season, but for some odd reason, I feel like they're gonna bring this heifer back. So Mia said G wanted to be at the reunion to apologize. Girl, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. Because if G wanted to apologize, G know G will get on social media. He will go live. He will go wherever he needs to go to apologize. You are lying, Mia, and nobody believed it, right? So Giselle said Mia doesn't regret the this whole paternity test storyline because she said, actually, let me take that back. Giselle said Mia only regrets this paternity test storyline because she got ripped apart by the viewers and on social media. Mia said no, that there were some people who agreed with me. I said, what people agree with you, Mia? What people agree with you? Because even in my comment section and all my other YouTube friends' comments, I saw people. Everybody hated this storyline. Twitter hated this storyline. Even on Instagram, on the blogs, people hated this storyline, Mia. So tell me, women that are going, and she said there are women going through what she's going through. There, which I'm pretty sure there are some women out there just like Mia. I'm pretty sure that there are, but girl, it's far and few between that are like you, trifling and treacherous. Gabby says she needs to bow out. Great, I agree. But as a mama, she shouldn't use kids for a paternity storyline. Tacky as hell. Absolutely. It's disgusting. Like that is so disgusting. And then I remember her and Jacqueline feeling away because we called this a love and hip hop storyline. It is love and hip hop. It's love and hip hop. So then someone asked the question of Mia, if the conversation about her child was causing her stress, why bring up Giselle's daughters? I absolutely agree. Mia saying people agree with her who pimps don't count. Half them, they don't. Because I don't know anybody that agree with that storyline. I don't know anyone who agree with that storyline. So Mia said that she did apologize to Giselle. She said she didn't think it was okay, and she apologized to Giselle. And Giselle said, "Yeah, but you jumped up in my face at the Drag King show, and they showed it. And they showed a never before seen clip where Mia did hop up and get in Giselle's face. Do I think Mia was gonna do anything? Oh, so Giselle, is this why you now have such a big, huge issue with Mia because she hopped up in your face? Because y'all didn't have an issue when she tossed a drink on Wendy, but neither here nor there. That's all. I just had to think about it. I just had to bring that up, but neither here nor there, right? So Mia says that it was because Giselle called her a terrible mother. And Giselle said, "Well, you acted like a terrible mother." She said, "No, she said no mother would come on a show like this and question the paternity of their child." I was like, I 100% agree with you, Giselle. I think we've all said this about Mia. No, I don't give a damn how much this show pays. I don't know any woman that would make a. It's fine. Here's the thing. And here's what I will say is I do know someone, not in me, not in this situation, but I do. When I was in high school, there was a girl that I was friends with. She got pregnant, right? And she did not know who the father of her child was because she had been with two guys and they happened to be friends with each other, right? And I know both of them. And she didn't know who the father was. And she took a DNA test, but I don't think anybody would get on TV and deal with public scrutiny where people could potentially call you a slut, a hoe, or any of them things, right? And then let's take you out. Let's take you out of the equation. Your kids are going to be affected by this, and I don't think Mia thought about her son enough to say, "How is my son going to handle this?" And she talked about that, but she's like, "Well, I have to talk to him about it at some point." It's like, shut up, Mia. Shut up. Like this was tacky. Um, Michelle says, "I'm sorry if I was Giselle. You better not bring Tupperware written face across table talking trash on my kids." Yep, we going from housewives to mob wives in a blink of a false eyelash. I agree. I agree. And we've talked about this when it comes to Giselle. I think Giselle should have went harder on Mia than she did on Wendy and Candace. But I said that, and we're gonna leave it at that. But Mia got up and walked away. It's like, but girl, despite how I feel about Giselle, she's not wrong. I would love to be able to say I disagree with Giselle. I would love to be able to say I'm wrong. I would. For me to not be a fan of Giselle, I actually have to agree with her. She was 100% right. No woman would do what you did, Mia. Like this was the worst storyline you could have came up with. But I also blame Carlos King for getting in your ear and getting in your head that you were, the it girl on the show. You took that and ran with it and came up with a ghetto ass storyline and forgot about your damn kids. So then at the end of they went to break. Like they went to break. Uh yeah, it is. It's a B. The truth is a bitch. I agree with you. And Mia couldn't handle that truth. That was the problem. It's like you and I agree with what Giselle said. If the fans loved this storyline this past season, Mia would have a different attitude. I agree with that. If it went the way that Mia expected it to go, that people liked it and loved this storyline, she would be okay with everything. But since it didn't go the way she expected it, now she wants to be a victim and she wants to cry. But Giselle told you the truth and you can't handle the truth. And I'm not mad at Giselle. I honestly am not mad at Giselle. So Kiana, baby girl, please listen to me loud and clearly. Break up with Greg. This man means no good by you. He means no good by you. That's all I gotta say. So we see as Eddie and Greg called TJ up, asked him is he coming to the reunion. He said he ain't coming to that fake ass shit with them fake ass people. I'm like, Eddie, he's talking about your wife, and Greg, he's talking about your girlfriend. But y'all ain't clock him on that. So he said something to them. They blurted out. And so the ladies went to break. And Wendy got her phone and she said, I know you fucking lying. And that's it for part two of the reunion. Um, excuse me. Michelle says, but I'm itching to see what the F they had what they had said in next reunion. I am too. I'm curious to see what Greg said. I'm not what Greg, what TJ said. I think it's the fact that I believe Stacey actually contracted him, asked him to come on the show as her fake boyfriend. Uh Kay is wishing and hoping for a ring that he may never give. Say that again, because I don't think that man is giving her no ring. I just don't see it. If it happens, it happens. But she said February. This is the last week of February. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. But yeah, you guys, that was part two of the reunion. Overall, it wasn't good. It wasn't as good as part one, but it was still good. The ending of it was good for sure. Because Giselle and Wendy clocked Mia on her shit. I believe both. I believe both. She might have paid him or he's gay. I believe both. Yeah, I don't think anybody see it with Kiana. But I mean, if she, you know, don't waste your good years on that man. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, you guys, that is all I got. I'm gonna hop off of here, you guys. Had me a run for the hills. She did. I'm gonna hop off of here, you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys. Ooh, so I won't see you guys again until Wednesday. No, yeah, Wednesday for Married at First Sight and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I know I didn't review last week's episode. It didn't give me much to talk about, so I just stuck with the panel, and that was it. But yeah, you guys, as always, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys, be blessed, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video, you guys. Bye.